Hello and welcome to Hostfully. We are excited that you've chosen to partner with Hostfully, and we look forward to getting to know your business, your goals, and helping you streamline your operations. In this video, I'll be going over your first assignment. These steps will expedite your onboarding process and help familiarize you with the property management platform. For generic questions on the onboarding process, please visit our welcome page here. Your first step is to set up your main settings in the agency settings. To navigate to your agency settings, you can click on your company name drop-down menu and you'll find agency settings at the very bottom. This is where you can enter your information about your company, select default information for your property settings, and add team members if needed and if your plan supports it. If you don't have a website, you can easily copy and paste the direct booking website link from Hostfully into that field. To add team members, you can click on the team member button, enter in the email addresses, and don't forget to press enter between each email. Then select your desired role. For more information on the types of team member roles, you can click on the documentation here. After you've set up your main settings in the agency settings, it's time to add your properties to the system. You can go to your drop-down menu again and locate the properties page. You have two options for adding your properties to the system. If your properties are on Airbnb, you have the ability to import your listings. This is the fastest and easiest way to get your listings into the platform. If you click on the Add Property button, you'll see the option to import from Airbnb. You'll click on the Connect with Airbnb button and it will prompt you through your next steps. It is important to note that you must connect the main host credentials in order to import the listings. Airbnb does not support co-hosting accounts, and the listings must be live. If you need to add multiple Airbnb accounts, please contact your onboarding specialist so that they can enable your channels to allow multiple account connections. If your listing is not on Airbnb, then you'll need to fill out this form to add your properties manually. Once you've added your properties, please go through and audit the property tabs under each listing. Your onboarding specialist will go into more detail on each of these tabs during your first call. Your next assignment is to set up pricing. You also have two options to set up pricing. You can either enter your pricing manually by going to the pricing calendar, adjusting the pricing dates here by clicking and dragging, entering in your daily rate, adjusting your minimum night stay, or preventing check-in or check-out on certain days. If you've imported your property from Airbnb, it will automatically import the current pricing on the day that you imported your listing. You also have some basic property settings under the main settings, such as the nightly base rate, pretty much what everything defaults to unless you go in and specify on certain dates. You can add an automatic weekend rate adjustments on Fridays and Saturdays. And then the rest of these settings, again, your onboarding specialist will go over on your first call. If you choose to connect the dynamic pricing tool, you can navigate to the integrations page to view the list of dynamic pricing partners that we integrate with. For more information on how to connect to dynamic pricing tools, visit help.hostfully.com. Your next assignment is to add rental conditions. Rental conditions is an essential part of setting expectations for your guest and framing their stay at your property. It is also a requirement for direct bookings and the Vrbo integrations. Rental conditions can be defined either at the company level under your agency settings. So this tab here applies to all properties. Or if you have specific conditions for each listing, you can navigate to the properties and define the rental conditions under each property. If something is entered under the rental conditions tab on the property level, it will override what you have defined on the agency settings. If you need an example of rental conditions or what to include, please reach out to your onboarding specialist. Your next step, number 5, is to enable a payment processor in Hostfully. We'll navigate back to the integrations page to check out the payment processors that we currently integrate with: PayPal, Stripe, and Vacation Rent Payment. Airbnb payment processing remains the same when connecting to a property management software, and they will continue to pay you out. However, Vrbo, occasionally Booking.com, and your direct booking website with Hostfully will require you to be the merchant of record and use a payment processor to collect the funds from your guests and refund if needed. We integrate with 3 of the best. Please sign up for the payment processor of your choice. It's important to note that PayPal does not work for automatic payment collecting on Vrbo. If you have questions on the payment processor's business model or fee structure, please reach out to them directly. They'll have the most accurate information. If you still have questions on which payment processor is right for you, you can also reach out to your onboarding specialist. Your final step is to create any accounts for any channel or integration partners you wish to use. We ask you to do this before your first call to expedite the onboarding process and prepare you to connect to those desired channels or partners. And that's it. You did it. We're excited to meet with you, and thanks again for choosing Hostfully.